Thank you, first of all, to all of Tree, and to everybody who comes. It's something I look forward to weekly, to be able to share Itzik Munger with the audience at Tree, in a language that scarcely anybody understands, but poetry is understood at Tree. Thank you also to Claudia. Claudia is the instigator of the project of a series of chapbooks. I'm sure it will be a successful series. I'm honored to be involved in the first one. And it's great to have an instigator and an editor and a friend and a mother all rolled up in one bundle. Itzik Munger was born in 1900 in Romania. He was apparently kind of an erratic student, but he wrote in a number of languages and finally settled on Yiddish, and that was his only published work is in Yiddish. He moved to Warsaw in the 1930s and left he was very successful as a poet and literary person in Warsaw. He moved from there to Paris in 1938 and got out of Paris just one jump ahead of the Germans and got to Marseille, and from there to North Africa. And the story is that an English sea captain took him to England, where he spent the war years. There is nothing in anything that I've read that explains why an English sea captain would pick up a Yiddish poet. But Munger was a notorious drinker, which may have accounted for his affinity for an English sea captain. I would like to begin by reading from, and I've got to say, I really admire the quality of the work which Claudia, and I don't know who else she got involved, but when I found the Yiddish versions and the English versions all lined up together, I said, nuts to Murphy. It worked. So the first poem I'd like to read is, and I'm going to do it the way I've been doing it at Tree. I'll read the title and the first two stanzas in Yiddish, and then I'll read my translation in English. Die Mutter Sora hat a schwer Gemüt. Mother Sarah has a heavy heart. Die stille Shabbosdämmerung tunkelt Miet in Scheub. In der Finster lichtigt nur der Mutter Soras Häub. Sie schäpschet mit die Lippen still, furchtig, zart und fromm. O größer Gott in Himmel du, Gott von Avram. The peaceful Sabbath evening darkens the window pane. Mother Sarah in her bonnet lights the candles once again. She whispers soft with gentle lips, respectful, pious, calm. O great God in heaven thou, God of Abraham, of Isaac and of Jacob too, protect, for thou art just, the little worm that creeps about and nothing in the dust, and the little baby mouse and the bunnies meek, and provide for all of Israel a good and happy week. In Sarah's eyes a teardrop glints. It trembles but does not fall. And Sarah hears the teardrop ask the shadow on the wall, "Is it really true that Abraham will sacrifice his son? If so, then why? And for what sin? What has the youngster done?" The shadow whispers, "Quiet, hush." Mother Sarah hears. "Think, silly child, not every Jew so great an honor bears." Mother Sarah is incensed on the heads of my enemies, and she throws the shadow and the tear out in the night to freeze. And with soft and careful steps, she goes to the infant's bed. In thy great kindness, Lord above, protect his little head. Now next, I'd like to read a poem that didn't make it into the book, another Bible poem of Itzik Munger, King David and Absalom. David HaMelech und Avshalom. David HaMelech beim Tagesbaum beweint dem Teutensohn. Über den Wald brennt Blut und Gold, die Miede auf den Sohn. Joab, der alter General, steht Haupttag bei der Seite und splittet die Spießen und die Helms von seiner mundierte Leid. Now, I wanted to read this poem. There is a series by Munger on King David, and none of those made it into the book, but I just want to share this one with you. King David sobs by the gallows tree for Absalom his son. The woods are painted blood and gold by the weary setting sun. Joab, the aged general, stands by with folded hands, and the spear points and the helmets gleam of his uniformed regiments. The king weeps, "O Absalom, my son, what have you done? Only open your eyes and you can have with honor the golden throne. Open your eyes and you can have the jewels and gold and all, even the Rembrandts and Cézannes that are hung in the palace hall. What else would you like? See, I'll put on your lovely head the crown, and ring around the rosy child. Together all fall down. Joab, my faithful general, make it known across the land. Order the trumpets to be blown, so all will understand that Absalom is the king, hurrah. Let everyone say hurrah." An echo answers in the wood, "Hurrah, caw, 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 caw." Evening. A barefoot holy Jew riffles the forest leaves as if he reads a psalm. In the woods, a wandering figure grieves, the lost old king. An owl cries sharp from far away, "Tu!" The king murmurs piously, "Father, from the depths I called to you." Now, I'd like to read a very famous poem of Munger, which is not a Bible poem. It's just a poem by Itzik Munger, Abendlied, Evening Song. And it begins in Yiddish. Stiller Oven, Dunkelgold. Ich sitz beim Gläsel Wein. Was ist geworden von mein Tag, a Schotten und a Schein? So chotcha rege Dunkelgold. in meine Lied rein. Silent evening, dusky gold, I sit with my glass of wine. What has become now of my day? A shadow and a shine. May just a moment of dusky gold join this song of mine. Silent evening, dusky gold, a pious gray old Jew prays away the dusty day and the morning dew. May just one murmur from his prayer in my song make rendezvous. Silent evening, dusky gold, a breeze in the leaf and vine, my sadness that was wide awake slipped in till after 9. May just a breath of that deep sleep join this song of mine. Silent evening, dusky gold, a summer warbler flew with his feathers gray and gold to where God only knew. May just a flutter of his flight in my song make rendezvous. Silent evening, dusky gold, I sit with my glass of wine. What has become now of my day? A shadow and a shine. May just a glimmer of golden dusk join this song of mine. The next poem I'd like to read, I'm going to come back to the book, but one more poem, Munger's Seva, Munger's Will. This is a poem that is attributed to Munger. There is some question whether he himself wrote it. There isn't, with Itzik Munger, given his life and history, there isn't the kind of scholarly apparatus that enables you to know for sure whether Emily Dickinson wrote something. I was fortunate 4 years ago this summer to meet a man from Eastern Europe, a very old man, who had known Itzik Munger when he was a child. Munger used to come to his sister's house, and this man is a singer. He sings Jewish songs, and one of the songs was Munger's Will, Munger's Seva, and he assured everybody who would listen that it was in fact written by Itzik Munger. So once again, there's a question whether I have, yeah, here it is. I'll read the first two stanzas. It's quite a short poem. I'll read the first two stanzas in Yiddish and then the translation. In dem Schenkel, wie Pfleg trinken, dort bei Erden sollt ihr mir, auf unaufvollen Fass mit Brunfen, sollt ihr wegstellen von mir. Nicht kein Glöcker sollen klingen, wenn bei Erden will ich sein, nur mit Becher sollt ihr klingen und begießen mich mit Wein. In the tavern where I used to drink, that's where you'll bury me, and leave a keg of whiskey there to keep me company. There will be no bells for ringing when I go to Old Lang Syne, but your glasses, set them ringing, and anoint me well with wine. I will lie there stretched out straight, with my feet toward the wall, and you'll give me in my hand a glass of whiskey full and tall. Don't engrave upon my tombstone about the years, the who, the what, only put in great big letters that Munger liked to have a shot. I'm going to finish with Sarah Sings Little Isaac a Lullaby. And I'm not going to read any of it in Yiddish because Jennifer has arranged to have it sung for you in Yiddish after I read it. It's going to be sung by Chava Alberstein, who is Chava Alberstein is an Israeli singer, sort of an Israeli Joan Baez. She has a great voice and a guitar, and she's a peacenik. She gets into trouble with the government, and she has something that I think comes through in her rendition of this song. She has something that Joan Baez doesn't have. She has a sense of humor. So I'm going to read you Sarah Sings Little Isaac a Lullaby, and then Chava is going to sing it for you. Mother Sarah rocks the cradle. Sleep, little Isaac, sleep. On the meadow now the shepherd is caring for his sheep. One little lamb says it's daytime. The second says it's night. The proof is Sam the storekeeper has shut his shop up tight. At Motala the blacksmith's forge, everything is still, and Eddie the miller stands and twirls his mustache at the mill. The first lamb says again, it's day. See in the rabbi's house, the speckled cat is studying the lesson with the mouse. On the cantor's roof, the tailor's goat has gone to graze and hide, and little Isaac is in his crib, and his eyes are open wide. Says the shepherd, well, 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 is it night or day? To little Isaac let us go, and we'll ask him to say, Nu Ilu, little Isaac Lu, Nu Ilu, Lu, sleep. At the door already stand the shepherd and the sheep. Still and soft, soft and still, shepherd boy, it's night. Little Isaac proves it is, his eyes are shut up tight. 7 little drops of dew sparkle on the rose, and 7 chicks and 7 ducks sleep in separate rows. The shepherd says, well now, to Lorelei, and carries Mother Sarah's song in his pipe away.
Vite, vite,
Thank you.